We have LDC members in person today. Stacy's running a little behind. She said she will join us for the joint meeting. So
you don't need to be here till 6, so you're good. Okay, and you're okay. No worries. We'll see you when you get here. Thanks. Bye.
All right, so we'll go ahead and do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so this is our abbreviated meeting, so we'll go right into the minutes. So hopefully you all have a chance to go ahead and read them. Is anyone opposed to anything in the minutes? All right, any motion to approve minutes?
A motion.
Okay, need a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, minutes approved. All right, for the office reports, what do we got for treasurers and bills?
All the bills have been previously authorized and they have been paid, so nothing to discuss.
Perfect. All right. Do we have any LDC business before we adjourn, and then we can just roll and prep for the joint session?
Yes, one thing, and that is the grants for the LDC micro grants. So far we've received 3 sets of applications. We just want to make sure that we put a committee together this month to take a look at, grade the submissions, and then propose them back to the LDC for the 5th of September, for the May meeting, so that we can vote on them. The opposition to letting the committee grade them and then vote on them.
I don't, but I just want to let you know, I spoke to Kevin Denicky this morning and he said he could not submit his application online. I don't know if there was a problem or not, but he still may be interested.
So there's no online application. He has to download the form and send it to the email.
And he said he tried that, but he couldn't, but I don't have any details at all, but I'll let him know.
Okay.
And this is a rolling.
It's a rolling
system,
thing, yeah.
So he'll continue to be able to submit until
Okay.
funds are exhausted.
And
Got it.
Kathy, there was a problem with the original email, so make sure he's sending it to the right contact.
I told him that, and he said that didn't seem to be the problem. The problem was that he would get into this unending loop of being shuttled back and forth to different websites.
Interesting.
I don't know, but I'll tell him to download the form, make sure he sends it to the right email address, and then we'll take it from there.
If not, you can give it to Dave or I, you can just take it off our personal, just send it to us.
Okay.
If it doesn't work.
You got it.
So, all right, any other business before we
Yeah,
adjourn?
I have a question in regards to it. If you recall at the last meeting, I asked if my wife could apply for the grant, and I want to, and Bill and I talked, but I wanted to make sure that, because we had thought that if I recuse myself, that would be okay, but I want to make sure the whole board is fine with that. And this isn't like a threat, but basically, if I'll have to step down as an LDC member if you guys won't let me do that, because my wife's business is more important. I don't mean to insult the LDC. I'm glad to be here than the LDC at this point in our stay. And so I just wanted to see what the LDC thought, and I'm fine either way. And I will walk outside.
No.
Well, I would prefer to.
So it was kind of there, but let me just go ahead and bring kind of bury the lead.
But
The business is not Mike's.
yeah,
It's
an
his
LLC.
wife's.
But
So.
I would prefer you discussing it with me outside and you just like wave.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, you'll be right back. So I discussed with Mike with their ethics policy, and basically because his wife has 0 ownership of it. And if he's not part of the voting process and like that, from an ethics policy, it doesn't violate that. Because he personally does not benefit for that, and it's a committee that does not include him for the selection or non-selection, and that's kind of the gist of what we talked about. So.
We won't be allowed to vote.
Okay.
So I guess the only question I would have is, so we know with the time frame you just talked about, Dave, so we know there might be a Kevin Denicky from the one we got today. It sounded like there might be a second one for the other half of that patio.
Sounds like we're up to 5.
Yeah, and so there may be, so I guess my question is, we said it's rolling, but there's only 20,000.
Correct.
So I guess the question is, how long do we let it go to make sure that we are actually picking the best ones? It's just a question.
Well, I know I sent out an email and it was just my thought of a kind of a date. I'm not sure if that's kind of in line with what Dave was talking about. But I think it sounds roughly that way because I think we were gonna go ahead and have a subcommittee and then bring it to a May meeting. And I think that's what Dave talked about. So I think the timing is roughly the same
Okay,
for that. So,
I think we let them continue to make submissions all the way up until the May meeting, and then if we have something come in that comes in before the May meeting, and I'll just have to get the other members of the committee to do an emergency review and grading of that slip so that we can vote on it at the meeting. If it rises to the occasion and we spend all the money, that's super awesome, but if not, and somebody comes in,
There's no guarantee there's gonna be that every application.
correct.
it's good, right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that if like we make
Yeah, I
a
hear you.
decision and we spend the whole 20 and then,
That's it.
since we didn't tell
Well,
people.
that's.
I know one of the
that's-
ones that came in just looking at it, I won't go for it, because they don't want this, but as we look at them, I think.
But I think we did say until the funds are executed, or,
Absolutely.
right,
Right,
so,
we did.
so it's not, it's on them to still be proactive and get it in as early as possible, so they're fine, yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
is a first come, first serve, and maybe if it goes so well, and if we have the money, we can put more money into it,
Yeah.
and we'll see,
But
so.
for like him who had an issue with it, I mean, absolutely,
Yeah,
we'll grade that up until the night before.
Keep
We
it
want
back.
to make sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, no, I'll see him on, he's working me out on Friday again, so I'll let him know.
New York Ford. Somebody wants to volunteer, 3 or 4 people.
Do I have 2 volunteers who will step forward and grade? One, okay, okay, so, okay, there we go, we got 3, and we'll go from there.
Isn't this the same committee as last time almost?
It is.
No, instead of Dave, it was a previous board member.
To Mike, hey, no problem.
Okay,
Okay.
just wanted to make
You're good. All right,
Fly away.
Any-
That's what fly away.
any other business before we adjourn and prep for the joint session?
Now, the only thing I would just, for everybody to know, the Northern New York Community Foundation grant, we still haven't heard on. I did follow up with an email on Friday saying, we heard anything, no answer. I called today, the woman was in a meeting, but I do know that they had selection committees that only meet so often, so when I get a date, I'll email it to everybody as to when that decision.
I have a question. So what, if the town and the village decide to hold the funding as it is, then we have to make some decisions, obviously, because our budget can't go ahead as written. Is that correct?
Sort of, but if you're talking, you are as there is a
We're gonna run out
conflict
of
with the
money.
micro grant?
Oh, no, I'm not talking about the micro. I'm
Yes.
talking about, no, I'm talking about what the town and village sent us
Yes,
in that amount of money versus.
right, and we're
what
gonna
we
talk,
actually.
and we're gonna talk about that tonight.
Yeah,
In fact, that's slide 27.
no, but I'm saying, like, are we going to, what's our strategy when we talk about that, I guess?
We'll lay it on the table.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I
I'm
think.
gonna go ahead and peel off the scab, we're gonna go talk about it.
Yeah, but I
So-
think just an idea here. If we're going to talk about personnel or contracts, that should be in an executive session.
So
So maybe we don't have that discussion on how we react until May.
the intent was not to go ahead and decide anything tonight.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
To
that
decide,
we're-
the thing was to go ahead and have the town and village think about, because we are the town and village's board. So the town and village can only decide what they want to do with their LDC. And they're just not gonna be armed to have those types of discussions internally, village, town, and maybe village town. So the idea was, and if discussion starts going that way, Mary, I think we just say, a bunch of people say, hey, we don't need to decide that now.
Right,
We need to have discussions for that, because the village and the town, if you all got the read ahead, what they're proposing for the 27 budget, and if you read the slide deck for the LDC, regardless, we have a cash crunch. That's 27, 28, or 30. It doesn't matter. It's economically unsustainable. So that's a worthy discussion to go ahead and have. And then you don't have to get rid of the LDC, but you do have to go ahead and remission the LDC. And that's a discussion that needs to happen, not tonight, because we won't be fully informed respectively for the town and the village boards. And the town and village boards will want to talk, I think, internally, and then amongst themselves. I agree with Mary. Well, there are some things we don't want to talk about now, and
Especially in
we're not-
a recording that's gonna be put out on the internet.
Correct, right. And that's an executive session item for you exactly you're talking about, but it's to kind of prime that pump. And it needs to be decided, probably May, because of some decisions.
Yeah.
So I agree. Anything else for the LDC portion? All right, well, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, I need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, let's adjourn preference for meeting.